Are you facing false allegations in your Illinois child custody case from a narcissist? There's a critical mistake that even experienced parents make when responding to a narcissist, and it's what they count on to build their case against you. My name is Jeff Hughes, and I'm the lead family attorney for Sterling Lawyers. In this video, I will lay out 3 strategies to fight back against a narcissist's lies and use their attacks to prove your case. And if you stay to the end, there are 3 common traps that narcissists try to set, and I will show you how to avoid them. The first is the communication strategy. With a narcissist X, you face a unique challenge. They want to provoke an emotional response that they can use against you. Many court orders require communication between the parties, especially if there's children involved. So you can't just ignore the narcissist. That silence can eventually backfire, but engaging with their provocations is exactly what they want. So here's a favorite narcissist tactic. They make an outrageous accusation, hoping that you'll respond with some lengthy emotional defense that they can use to prove that you are the one that's unstable. Every word you write could end up being twisted against you in court. So when this happens to you, here's how you do that and turn the tables with this 4-part strategic response. Number 1, keep it brief. Your response should be minimal and just the facts. The narcissist, they want to draw you out into some big, long explanation that they can turn around. Don't let that happen. Be brief, keep it short, even if you have to work at keeping it short. Number 2, be informative. Stick to verifiable, concrete facts only that a third party can see and verify. Narcissists really struggle to manipulate concrete evidence. Number 3, make it firm. Make your response firm and end with a clear statement. Narcissists, they hate boundaries, but courts love boundaries. Give the narcissist a boundary and stick to it. And number 4, maintain a professional tone. You don't have to be friendly. You don't have to be all lovey-dovey, but be firm, be right to the point, and move on. That means don't drop any sarcasm in there. Don't respond even subtly, because they can pick up on that. The courts can kind of see that in there, so don't do that. I had a client one time, and she was dealing with a narcissist ex-husband. And she tried this approach, and every time he came at her with some crazy, outrageous thing, she kept it brief. She kept it firm, she kept it informative and professional and right to the point. And over time, this enraged and agitated this husband that he eventually hung himself with his own rope, with his own behavior. And by the time we got to court, these patterns were so easy to point out to the judge, to the guardian that was involved. So use their actions against them by following this strategy. And it may also help you to follow the 48-hour rule, which basically says that unless it's a sincere, genuine emergency, wait 48 hours before responding. Now, this can be really crucial because so often I have seen narcissists create this false emergency that doesn't exist because they are trying to force an emotional response. So let me give you a quick example of that. So if you get a message that says, "You're obviously neglecting the kids again. They said they didn't get dinner until 8 p.m. yesterday. I'm documenting everything for the court to see. You suck as a parent." Now, let's say you get that type of message. Now, you know that there's a good reason for it or that it's blatantly false. But still, to get that kind of message, emotionally, it can tangle you up inside. You want to respond, you want to defend, you want to lash out back, but don't do it. Wait the time. Let your emotions settle down so you can respond methodically and carefully. And maybe respond like this. First off, do it in writing. Make all of your communication as often as possible in writing so it can be documented. And so you can respond with their comment, something like this. "No, the children had dinner at 6 p.m. after their scheduled sports practice, which is noted in our shared calendar. Their eating time follows the plan that we all agree to." End of response. Don't lash back. Don't be sarcastic. End it right there and move on. Okay, strategy number 2, your documentation strategies. Here's how you can create a bulletproof system to do that. Understand why you document, how you document, and what needs to be documented. So why? Why do you document? You do it first to show a pattern of behavior. Now, patterns are very important in family court because if you have an individual instance or an individual time, it could be important, it could be persuasive, but when you show a pattern of negative, destructive behavior over a long period of time, that mountain of evidence is very persuasive to a judge, a guardian ad litem, or a child rep that's involved in your case. Good documentation can also be used to refresh your recollection. Good documentation can be used as a tool to persuade the people who need to be persuaded, the judge, the guardian, and a child rep or a court evaluator in your case. So how do you document well? First off, do it electronically. If you write something down by hand on something, transfer it to your laptop, to your phone if you have to, but do it electronically. And here's why. You're going to have a lot of stuff that you're going to want to put in this over time, and you're going to want to edit it and make it clear, explain things more thoroughly when you need to, keep it concise when you need to, and it's so much easier to consume that information when it's printed out, when it's put in chronological order and something that you can put on a computer if you have to. So do it electronically. Also, as you're documenting, keep it simple and keep it concise. You know what? Less is more. Sometimes too much detail can be overwhelming, so keep just to the most important facts. Keep your opinions out of it. Don't do that. Just keep just to the facts. Especially be truthful, and always your credibility means everything in family court. And always, always remember who your audience is. Your audience is not your mom, your dad, your best buddy, none of that. Your audience is for the judge, the guardian ad litem, the social worker, child rep, you're documenting for you, or for your attorney. Any of those individuals. That is who you're documenting for. Okay, what? What do you document? What do you write down? First off, always include the date in every entry. Include the date, include the location, and describe what happened. Again, just the facts, no opinion, no color commentary. Include any photos or any videos that you have, and if you can, describe it briefly in a headline so you can look back later at a glance and remember incidents by just simply looking at the headline. And as you're going through this case, it is so important as you're documenting, save everything, make it a part of your system. I know it's a lot of work, but document everything and keep it all text messages, emails, social media posts, keep all of that. And everywhere you can, all your communication with the narcissist should be in writing. Now, also, I want to say as a part of documentation, if you can use pictures and videos and recordings, those are very helpful, but it's very important that the other party knows they're being used. Illinois is a two-party consent state, which means that for audio recordings, Illinois requires the consent of all parties involved in the conversation before they can be legally recorded. Okay, so know that. I have seen clients put video cameras around their car and notify them that, hey, my car has video on it and it records everything. And over time, if they just forget and they slip and they get emotional because you're not responding and they come out with some outrageous behavior, now you've got it on video and you can use that later in court. Now let me get to the third and final strategy. These are your legal strategies to fight off a narcissist's false allegations in our Illinois court system. It begins with understanding legal issues and non-legal issues. So understanding legal issues are these. This is the list that the court follows when entering orders, and it's found at 750 ILCS 5/602.7. That is where you find the best interest of the child standard. This is the standard that the courts follow in entering orders. The guardian ad litem will be referencing these. The child rep will be referencing these. Everyone involved will know about this, and it's speaking the language of the court. Also, along with this, any issue that affects co-parenting is important. That's a legal issue. Any issue that affects fitness as a parent is legal, okay? I mean, that's something you should focus on and concentrate on. Now, what's non-legal? Meaning it's not important. So don't focus on it. Don't spend your time and your energy on it. And that is your pain and suffering, your relationship problems with this soon-to-be ex. That could be previous adultery. It could be third-party relationships that cause a lot of pain. It could be their new relationship. Unless it impacts the kids, it's really best to not bring into the court system. The judges can't consider that. They won't consider it, and it'll just be a distraction, and it'll deviate you from what you really need to focus on, and that are all the legal issues related to your children. Some legal options you have available to you. You have what's called a petition for a rule to show cause, or a rule to enforce, a petition to enforce an order that's been violated. So if the narcissist violates a court order, you can go back to court and have the judge find them in violation of that court order and have them held in contempt. You need to be able to show that that violation interfered with your parenting time, especially court-ordered parenting time, or that they are engaging in parental alienation. If the police get involved, get those copies of the police reports and include those with your request to the court to have the other party found in contempt. Obviously with you, always meticulously follow the court order. Judges get so upset whenever their court orders are violated, and they know that when parties violate court orders during a case, they're going to violate court orders after a case in all likelihood, and so they end up issuing orders that are more stringent against those parties that are violating orders during a case. Okay, let me close with a couple important traps that narcissists love to set and how you can avoid being sucked into one. The first one is the emotional response trap. Don't respond to their personal attacks. It's going to feel good to respond and retaliate back, but don't respond to those attacks. It's just a trap they are attempting to set for you. Stick to business-like communication. Keep it written, keep it professional, keep it brief and informative, all those things that I shared earlier. Use scheduled times to respond. Wait the 48 hours. Never react immediately. Okay, another trap. They want you to justify, to argue, to defend, and to explain. Don't justify your parenting decisions to them. It doesn't matter. Only the court matters. The guardians, the judges, the court officials are the ones that matter, not the other party. State your facts, but don't give explanation. This is what happened. Done. End of story. Move on. Keep your responses focused on the children's needs, not on fighting back, not on responding to the narcissist. That will not advance your case. And finally, don't ever fall for the public image trap. Oh, narcissists love to set that. So don't engage in social media battles. It will not help you. That'll make things worse. In fact, I always encourage clients and advise them, do not get on social media as you go through this case. Just stay off of it. You will not help yourself by engaging on social media. Let them plant all their poison. Most people don't bite anyway, and they will rally to your defense, especially if you're not saying anything back. Always maintain your privacy about court matters. Don't put that out on social media. If you've got to post, don't post about the kids, and don't post about your court matters. But when they do that, document that. Remember, keep those documentations because you're going to need them later. They're only going to be helpful if they're doing bad things like that on social media and you're documenting it, but you're not responding. Okay, in closing, remember that a narcissist's false allegations reveal their fears and their tactics. They don't reveal your character. So stay focused on these 3 strategies. And to further prepare you to win your case, I recommend watching this video, Tools for Co-Parenting with a Toxic Ex, right here, where we cover more strategies for maintaining boundaries and protecting your peace. See you over there.